One of my priorities in Harrisburg is making sure that I'm fighting for the men and women who put on our nation's uniform. And as a combat veteran myself, our veterans deserve everything we could give them. And we owe them a debt of gratitude that we'll never, ever be able to repay. But I believe it's my responsibility to make sure that in Harrisburg we recognize the debt that they've paid to this Commonwealth, to our nation, and then making sure that we pass policy that supports our veterans. And so for me, this is a piece of legislation that I've introduced every cycle that I've been in Harrisburg, and unfortunately have been unable to get it to the governor's desk. And the legislation would make sure that the voluntary life insurance that our service members purchase, that it would pay out if they are killed while on active duty orders. And so right now our state law says that if a Pennsylvania Army or Air Guard member is deployed overseas into a combat zone, that if they were killed in action, their family or their beneficiary would receive their life insurance payment. It says that if they serve stateside, right here in the Commonwealth, that if they were killed while serving here in the Commonwealth, that again, their family, their beneficiary would be paid for that life insurance. Where our law is silent is what if they are deployed to another U.S. state, or if they're deployed to another U.S. territory. And if they're killed while serving in another state or another U.S. territory, our law is silent on whether or not their life insurance would pay. And so I have a simple piece of legislation that says for the members of the Pennsylvania Army and Air Guard that no matter where they're deployed, whether it's overseas in a combat zone, whether it's right here in Pennsylvania, or whether it's another state or U.S. territory, that if they are killed while serving, their life insurance would pay out to their family or their beneficiary. I think that's common sense. I think that's a simple solution, and it's a piece of legislation that I'm passionate about. It's a piece of legislation I want to see get done. And so we're working on it again. It has passed the Veterans Affairs Emergency Preparedness Committee unanimously. It is now sitting on the House floor, and I've been encouraging House leadership, both on the Democrat side and the Republican side, to get this bill up for a vote. It passed the House unanimously 2 years ago. It got to the Senate, and it stalled in the Senate. And so our work is to get it out of the House. We'll get it to the Senate, and then we'll do our advocacy work in the Senate to make sure that we get it through, and then we get it to the governor's desk and make sure it gets signed into law. Again, at the end of the day, for me, our veterans mean so much to us, and we owe it to our men and women who put on the uniform to make sure that we're giving them everything they are due and making sure that we're taking care of our veterans. And so as long as I have the opportunity to serve in Harrisburg, our veterans will always be put first.